Hi there, YouTube audience, and welcome to another episode on the Spin Nerd channel. And this one will be a very special episode. It will be about perfect dinner time albums. Everybody knows it. You want to give a dinner party for friends or for you and your partner, and you want to have, like a cozy evening. There's a nice atmosphere in the house. There's some candlelight. You can feel the coziness. But there's one thing missing. What kind of music do you want to play at this perfect dinner party? So bear with me for 10 of my personal favorite dinner party albums that I want to present to you so that you can have a special, lovely, romantic or whatever, just cozy evening with the people you love. Alright guys, so let's just jump right into it. Remember, it's not a top 10 list, it's just a random 10 personal favorite list of mine. And the first one in the list is Only the Lonely by Frank Sinatra. Look what a nice cover that is. And I also have this one in a great, blue vinyl edition. This album is also great just to lay down and listen to it all the way through, without having dinner, of course. That is the case with all of the albums in the list as well. It's a kind of a downish album, it doesn't have a very happy atmosphere, It's actually Sinatra singing about his broken relationship with his previous wife. You can actually feel the atmosphere of a guy, walking around the street at night, popping into some bars, and having a drink all alone by himself somewhere in a dark corner of a pub, of a cafe, or maybe just complaining to a bartender about his personal problems. The track Only the Lonely is great. Another personal favorite of mine on this album is One for My Baby and One More for the Road. Classic Sinatra stuff. Only the Lonely. Next album in the list, you can have it. Yeah, it's a sort of brother of Only the Lonely. It's in the same kind of setting. It's in the same kind of atmosphere. Tony Bennett's I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Tony Bennett, besides Sinatra and Dean Martin, this has to be my favorite crooner of all time. Every time I hear it, it's really touching for me. It goes very deep. I Left My Heart in San Francisco, Once Upon a Time, Tender is the Night, Have I Told You Lately, Mary Young, all great songs, of course. They're all, of course, love songs, and this one is one that I personally love to put on when I am having dinner with my girlfriend. Next album, the third album in the list, is by one of my favorite troubadours. This album is actually my favorite album of his. Leonard Cohen, Songs of Love and Hate, that I own on CD. And yeah, the album starts off with Avalanche, a very kind of mysterious, dark track that brings you straight into the album, but a beautiful song. My personal favorite on this album is, I think, his most famous song on the album, Famous Blue Raincoat. Great song. Joan of Arc is also great. Leonard Cohen, Songs of Love and Hate. Next album is a very different album in the list. It's by one of my favorite French singers. I don't know if you guys love any specific French music. Well, I do. I love the French chanson. I put this on when I was working on a digital project, and it really grabbed me. It's one of those very good concept albums. We're talking about Histoire de Melody Nelson by Serge Gainsbourg, with a great lovely cover. His girlfriend Jane Birkin is on the cover, of course. Beautiful girl, beautiful woman. And this album, like I said, is a concept album. It's divided in, I think, yeah, in 4 pieces. And we have the first, section of the album wherein Serge Gainsbourg, he drives over a girl on a bike, a teenage girl, and then he falls in love with the girl, he seduces her, he is starting to feel some doubts about their affair, and after that the girl actually dies in a plane crash. I know, very, very weird kind of story, but yeah, it's the story behind this album, and all the songs are like following that story. If you love some French music or you just want to try it out, L'histoire de Mélodie Nelson, Serge Gainsbourg. Then we have, the album that I put on quite a lot in the last few weeks when I was having dinner. It's an album that really, has the same kind of feeling like Only the Lonely that I already presented by Frank Sinatra. It really takes you back to the streets at night where some lonely guy is, strolling along the streets. He lost his girlfriend, his partner, and he drinks his troubles away. We're talking about The Heart of Saturday Night by Tom Waits, and the cover already presents the mood that I'm discussing here. Great songs on this, New Coat of Paint, perfect opener, semi-sweet, Great song. Shiver Me Timbers, Diamonds on My Windshield, Please Call Me Baby, Depot, Drunk on the Moon. Great songs. Next album in the list is a very different album again when it comes to, feeling and atmosphere. It's also a jazz album, but we are having some bossa nova kind of stuff going on here. We're talking about Getz Gilberto by Stan Getz and João Gilberto. This is a great album to just, relax on your terrace and, having an aperitif, having a cocktail or something like that, while you're just, talking about what a great day you had on the beach or something like that, or on your city trip. So don't think about anything else than your vacation. That kind of atmosphere this has to it. The girl from Ipanema is on this, Doralice, and of course the great song Quiet Night of Quiet Stars. Yeah, great album. Getz Gilberto. Next couple of albums that I want to present, I actually don't own yet, but they're on my kind of record wish list. And the next album that I want to present is, the one and only movie soundtrack album in this list. And it's the Midnight in Paris soundtrack. Midnight in Paris, a film by Woody Allen. Great movie that really presents the atmosphere in Paris, France. The main character is traveling back to Paris in the 1920s. And the music to that movie is just perfectly fitting with, the story, of course. And we have, let's see, Si tu vois ma mère. What a great instrumental jazzy track this is. When I put on this song, I feel like I am in Paris. Transforms me from Belgium to Paris, straight away. Great song. What else have we got on here? Je suis seul ce soir, some Paris accordion on this, and when you're just, grabbing your spaghetti along and sipping from your glass of wine with the person you love next to you, this soundtrack, creates a magnificent atmosphere for that. Next album is, again, a sort of jazzy album in the same kind of atmosphere like Only the Lonely and The Heart of Saturday Night. We're talking about Chet Baker Sings, the first vocal album by Chet Baker, where he, besides trumpet, of course, provides the vocals as well. That old feeling, great opener. Of course, the other tracks, My Funny Valentine is on that, but Not For Me. Like Someone in Love. You can already smell, dinner that's cooking in the kitchen. Great album. Next one is an album by one of my favorite soul / blues / jazz / rhythm and blues artists of all time. Ray Charles, you know, and the name of the album is The Genius of Ray Charles. This is Ray Charles' most, for me, most tenderly album, you know, and it has the perfect mix of some quicker tunes and some really tender, loving, sort of relaxing ballads. It creates that alleyway jazz, you know, you're walking around in some alleyway in a big city and you can hear somebody just sing or play the saxophone through a window that still stands open. And the man, you know, let's admit, he was of course a genius. Although this is not a ranking list, I again held this album for last. It's my all-time favorite instrumental jazz album, and it's Night Train by the Oscar Peterson Trio. My God, this is such a great album, you know. I discovered this also when I was working, you know, for some periods I was into listening very conceptual jazzy albums, you know, to work with. It still absolutely sends shivers down my spine, you know. Great album. Night Train, Sea Jam Blues, Bags Groove, also terrific song, and my all-time favorite on this album, Things Ain't What They Used to Be. Oh my God, this song, yeah, it goes deep, man. It goes deep. So guys, that was my personal list of dinner party albums. I hope you really enjoyed it and that you will try out some albums that I presented to you, and that you can hopefully have a great evening full of, you know, coziness and joy and nice talks. And of course some beautiful music. If you love what I'm talking about and you're of course interested in more reviews, more music stuff, more top 10 lists, more just about music, really subscribe my channel. And if you're having questions about certain stuff I'm talking about, please comment it below in the comments. And I hope to see you next week, guys. Have a great weekend. Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.